etc. with the bells and such. That was the inspiration for that.
Old teammate of mine, XP3, got married there.
Yeah. Emily, great girl. So hopefully we'll get to go down there and take some Pikachus at some point. Not allowed to fly drones there, though. I've already inquired. Well, Fnatic have got a P250 on JW. Love to see that. And they're going to be charging up towards top mid into a crossfire. Very patient shots from Rob's. Bomb's been dropped towards short. Look at the taps from Acor. Actually, it was Dexter doing most of the damage there. Looks like Acor got the kill, but in fact he didn't. JW 1 versus 4. He has much to do. That bomb is surrounded. See if he can get himself some bonus money. Oh, well, that's a good start. Made it a 1 versus 2. It's doable. And Dexter, he says no. He's come into this one warmed up. Nice
little start there from Dexter with a 3-piece. That's a 3-man, a bracket crossfire. Honestly, Fnatic, look at him start out quick, fast little mid-pop. Doesn't quite pan out. And certainly Mousesports was ready for it. And now starting out T-side, you know, you lose pistol. Never a fun way to begin a game.
That looks like a hard counter. That pistol round. It's like they were expecting that.
Yeah, I could have watched maybe a demo or two, seen what they like to do, but nevertheless.
I love those pops from Dexter. Very patient.
Actually, I briefly lived with Dexter. Winter Fox house.
Really?
Yeah.
What have you got to tell us about him?
Honestly, really nice guy. Super dedicated. Seemed to be grinding harder than everyone else. Not surprised to see him still in the scene. Be honest with you.
Socially awkward, or is he a normie?
No, he's a normal guy.
Wow.
Crazy, right?
Few and far between.
I mean, I'm looking at the rest of the Mousesports roster and Frozen's hair. I mean, I feel like it's easy to look normal on the rest of that roster. But
you know, I could speak about the personality and flair of Fnatic all day, but I think Mousesports had the same thing, obviously. Chris J back when they had Sunny with the Philip Line shoes and kind of all that kind of crazy flair. And you still see that with the newer players like Frozen as well, and his head just exploding everywhere.
I love it.
So we still have the DNA of both teams with changes in their roster. Same could be said with Golden, for example. When he came in, he fit in like a glove to the Fnatic squad in terms of style and so on. No damage done by Fnatic in this round. That's great for Mousesports. But the AK-47s are coming out now in this third round.
Yeah, just a nice clean anti-eco, and certainly look to this as being the bonus. See whether or not maybe Acor could start things off with you know, some scout damage, but you know, for Fnatic, I think this is really where you get the opportunity to set the pace, you know, decide whether or not Mousesports is going to be timid in their mid-control, holding on to bracket. But we'll see whether or not this just kind of rolls out into a nice B, banana control default from Fnatic. Yep.
Really fun to watch the exchanges on yesterday's Infernos on the 2 matches. Big CT damage with grenades. And it continues here with Dexter exploding Brolan. Well, there is some revenge from Golden. Bomb carrier. Super nice guy is Golden. That's a clean spray from Chiquinho. Early problems for Acor, and top mid is going to be lost, it looks like, unless Rops can get a 2-man spray down with an MP9 from range. Absurd scenes top mid. That leaves JW again as a last man standing. 1v1 now as he finishes off the job there. Rops overperforming with the MP9. And Frozen's creeping up pretty close. He's got the superior angle and the headshot as well.
Well, valiant effort from Fnatic to bring that round back in their favor. I mean, that spray through top banana from Golden onto Dexter, even things up early on. But, you know, that's 3 rounds in a row that Fnatic has tried to test the bracket control of Mousesports and been shut down. You know, 3-way crossfire and even kind of, you know, being willing to walk up towards balcony and through apps. I think it was JW the past 2 rounds. But if there's not anything really left to exploit there, you know, Mousesports is going to continue to feel comfortable to hold on to utility a little bit longer. Just, it's important, I think, for Fnatic now to rolling through alt middle and what may become, you know, maybe an apps pop, something like that. Just to somehow get into a situation where Mousesports is willing to concede this part of the map, and yet there's still 3 players here for them.
You can see Mauser expectant with that bounce Taichi. Slightly missing the mark, hitting the corner there. JW with the Honey Badger Deagle, as I like to call it.
Gives you extra powers.
If you guys haven't seen that Honey Badger video on YouTube, where it bites a poisonous snake, passes out from the venom, wakes up 2 hours later, and eats it.
Oh, my personal favorites are the honey badgers that escape from enclosures, just the compilations, just... It's incredible.
As savage as a desert eagle, that's for sure. 1 minute on the clock for Fnatic, who still have a fair amount of flashbangs. I'm really curious about these HE grenades, though. They're being deployed now towards the pit position. Nobody there. Bimas is dead, and the rifle's collected by Jaquinho. There could be a bomb plant in this. Hold on a second. They've got 3 kills on EA bomb site. That is a clean sweep. Mousesports taken by surprise here, it seems, especially with the success of Fnatic on this execute. This is probably a round where they're looking to plant the bomb and kill 1 or 2 people, but they've done way more than that.
That's a promising sign, though. I mean, Mousesports opting to kind of give that map control that I keep bringing up. You know, just play it safe, play back in the site, crossfire from pit, but instead Fnatic recognizing their advantage. You know, they claim bracket control, and they have a nice swift execute into the site that's, you know, Bimas just full blind, waving his hands in his face, has nothing to do.
Oh, no.
PETA, please.
There go the chickens. Have you ever been to Bermuda?
No.
So in Bermuda, there are these darker chickens than the ones we used to have. And they're just roaming around pretty much everywhere. And one of those like black chickens just reminds me of the chickens in Bermuda. Well, that's a surprising first round on the board for Fnatic. Ever dangerous Swedish squad. Have some stolen weapons from that CT side. But the big guns are coming out now for Mousesports for the most part. BMS will be on the French gun. Slightly short of money, the FAMAS comes out. Used to be worse than the CZ at close range.
A-Core fishing for something at mid, but gets nothing. There is another exotic chicken there, down towards Mexico, but nothing of it yet.
A-Core is a guy who, for me, still needs to prove himself at the highest levels with consistent heavy output. Speaking of which, here is Dexter again. 7 for 1 at present, and Rops is just creeping. Lurking as he always does, hiding in plain sight this time, all the way down mid, and they're expectant of Boiler. There is a question mark here for Mousesports, and JW may answer their questions very shortly. There we go, A-Core almost getting caught again. Fnatic have been successful with their peaks towards long in A-Core's position once or twice. Not quite getting all the damage there, but that is something to keep an eye on as this continues. 4-1 to Mousesports.
Yeah, and I think, you know, both at top mid and Banana, you're seeing Fnatic essentially losing these map control battles, not only just in the sense of utility, being out-grenaded over at Banana. We saw Brawlin getting exploded the round prior, but, you know, that is a little bit worrying. I mean, traditional Inferno play dictates that T-side, you know, those are the 2 hot spots. You need to take control of top car, you need to take control of brackets, then you have some freedom of movement to fall back, execute elsewhere. But Mousesports unyielding. Holding fast, 5 rounds in. And the economy for Fnatic not in a great place. We see some chat popping up. Wondering if we're going to get a pause or something. But question would be from Fnatic at least. Yeah, another pause. Whether or not they're going to be able to come up with a plan, some kind of measure by which to usurp those pieces of map control from Mousesports.
It was Khan from Faceit, Khan from Fnatic, who put me in touch with Faceit in the first place.
Really?
Yeah. Which started all this commentary stuff for me in CSGO.
1.6 legend.
At the same event, Devil Walk, a drunk Devil Walk, showed me grenades on Inferno for about 45 minutes. It showed me way more grenades than I was ever going to remember.
Shout out to Devil Walk.
Yeah. He's around as well.
FPX coach, right?
Yep. Top geezer, Devil Walk.
Mm-hmm. Major champion.
Infamous birthday party for him we had in the studio many years ago.
I'm going to need to inquire about that after the cast.
Probably the one of the more uncomfortable moments of his life. Oh, man. If you haven't seen that, it's definitely worth having a look. So we can see it's another half buy from Fnatic. I feel like last time they had this, they won the round, and there's an opening kill from them. Rops trying to hold on to something on the A bomb site. He needs help. Beamer's going through the smoke, but he's being flanked by Brawlan as well. Dex is about to hit Library. Down goes the bomb. Rops trying to stay alive. Needs his teammates to back him up. That M4A4 putting in overtime, but running out of bullets. The cavalry is hit, but so is the flank coming through that smoke, but will it come in time? Brawlan going for Library instead, actually. He's got himself a rifle now. Crims trying to hide under the balcony. Very awkward position for him, and Dexter wants to eliminate him before Brawlan can activate, and he's able to do that. 1v2 now. Both these Mouse players are low on health. 20 seconds, Brian pretty much has to pursue this smoke, and I think the angle is being held by Bemis. So you're really going to wait it out. 10 seconds to find 2 players. Really wants to do some damage to the CT economy here. Try and clutch the round out. Starting to run now, but too many angles to look at. And Mousesports will just about hold on to that one. Another awkward round. Again, Fnatic able to close the distance and really making use of this Tech 9.
And Mousesports nearly fumbling the bag again. Honestly, it seems like they're willing to play, okay, up in your face, aggressive bracket control, just kind of deny that initial, arch smoke that comes out, any kind of pops that come out top mid. They're willing to play under porch. They're willing to play the hard angles at lane. But, as soon as those, forced by eco rounds have come out for Fnatic, Mousesports just seems to wanting to be playing a little bit more careful.
Oh, you've got to land that one. A swing and a miss from Acor, and the trays will continue in favor of Fnatic. 4-on-3 with a minute 40 on the clock.
That's a nice start. Finally winning that banana control battle. First time in the game so far.
It looks like he was on and flicked off, which I think can be a mental block if you're a very flicky sniper. It's like a motor memory thing. Well, Fnatic have a lot of time with which to capitalize on their advantages, but we can see that Mousesports have concentrated their efforts on the A bomb site, which I quite like. Let's all defend A together. If they go B, fair enough, we'll save and live to fight another day. They've made the right choice on this occasion, but how will it play out? We've got the lurk smoke from JW. Does allow him some sneaky angles out of the balcony. But it's more about the threat at the moment.
Yeah, JW might be able to sense this trap if he's able to flush out 2 of them. Instead, no contact made just yet.
Yeah, looking at all the usual angles. Not sure if he's seen Frozen previously at the graveyard spot, but he may get some information now. The bomb's not committing just yet. Through the smoke they go. Here comes the charge. They're lining up though for Rops. He's good enough for 1. Bemis in the clutch now versus Jaquinho and Crims swinging wide, but it's a big headshot from Crims. He delivers. Second round on the board for Fnatic, and they've caused some money problems for Mousesports.
Yeah, almost getting it done as Mousesports, but as you mentioned, a little bit of a detriment to their economy in terms of just the long-term outcome of this half. And you're up 5-2, taking a half buy here or even a full save, not the biggest loss in the world, but you don't want to necessarily give too much confidence towards Fnatic in the way that they're running their T side right now. You finally lost banana control first time in the half. It has lasting ramifications there, and maybe they're going to be willing to commit more resources towards that just to keep Mousesports off kilter. But seems as though they're being very cautious economically here. Never mind. As I say that, an op gets purchased.
Oh.
There it is.
I like it.
Full investment.
See, a round like this, again, it's not quite a hero AWP, but Mousesports need to bring the game to Fnatic and get some kind of early advantage. We saw they went for it on Banana previously, and that was a shot that, you have to land. And Acor might go for it again. I think his spawn is reasonable. You can see he's taking was taking an efficient route, but looks like he's lining up some grenades instead. Would be the utility approach. But again, those kind of shots, like you can't be missing those. He had like half a second. It was a sitter.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of nerves, just too much tension.
Play there from Dexter. At least, if you're going to make those issues, if you're going to make those mistakes, do them early, get them out of the system, and come a little hotter later on. Rops have mastered the apartments. Just keeping JW honest for now. Fnatic may be looking for an aggressive play from Mousesports, realizing the money's probably not great. We had it was a funky play through the smoke from Dexter. And again, Acor seems will be the second aggressor here, but look at the lineup. Oh, very nice angles made, but he can't. Can he escape? Oh, there's a chance for him. There could be a flash, maybe from Frozen. No, he's got no utility, actually, just a smoke grenade. But Acor has managed to escape. Almost hitting the mark there. In the meantime, the bomb's just sitting in mid. We can see Jaquinho going for information now towards long. Has he heard Frozen? Not sure if he made any sounds there. Could be ships passing in the night. 35 seconds on the clock, and it seems they will commit to this A bomb site. Frozen could be in trouble with this Deagle as Jaquinho's coming in from the back, and he will never expect this one, surely. That's going to be the key frag. Could even be a multi-frag there. Jaquinho just taking him out immediately as the charge comes in now. There's a crossfire in favor of Mousesports with 20 seconds on the clock, but can Bemis get anything done? We've got Golden flying in. There's no trade frag. They'll all go down, and it will go the way of Mousesports.
Wow, and you just think back maybe 20 seconds ago when Golden's in that little tango with Acor at top banana. You know, a little bit too much respect given there, perhaps. You know, not willing to overcommit, not willing to maybe put Fnatic in a disadvantageous position, and I think that was mostly because Jaquinho had all the way worked up through Arch and into CT spawn. You know, knowing you have that backstab potential over at the A site, it's a no-brainer. Like, okay, I'm going to conserve whatever play I have in front of me, fall back towards A with the rest of my team, and instead, Mousesports, rock solid Bemis and Rops both holding steady on A. And so far, Mousesports really, I mean, you lost one eco round with a nice Fnatic execute. You had maybe a fluke round where you flub a shot, give away a frag maybe you shouldn't. So it's 6-2. But honestly, I mean, it seems like Mousesports is really settling into this half, and they're feeling good.
Rops 12 for 5. One of the most respected pros in the game at present. Just critically acclaimed by everybody, basically.
It's hard not to. You watch the guy play, and not only is he going to give you that consistency, but can be a flashy player at times.
Look at this creep from Fnatic. Doing well to close in on a site again. No utility. Purely skeet shooting here for Mousesports.
Just an aim map.
Yep, choosing to play from the site, put as much range as they can. You can see Mousesports can fall back and contain the bomb on B. They no longer need to hold A. Crims has 35 seconds to die. Otherwise, he finishes this round of 1700.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's probably a save. He's got money for armor, so and grenades. But it will be a 7th round on the board for Mousesports.
I like this. Just, you know what, you can buy next round if you die here. Just go make the challenge if you need to. Maybe get an op out of the hands of Acor, but it doesn't happen. And so, Fnatic working into a buy round here. You know, you've tried contesting Banana. You've got some success there historically, but I wonder whether or not they've got any reads on Mousesports in terms of their rotations, because we did see Jaquinho and CT spawn in the previous gun round. You know, maybe keying in on that side of top mid, being able to exploit perhaps wraps on A site or even splits through to B. But Brawlin early banana aggression here is forced back by that Molotov at half wall.
Looks like Acor may be playing from short. Oh, he's going for some apartments aggression actually, so I can see on the radar, which is good to see. Changing things up.
Yeah, and JW's been consistently over here and almost getting apartments for free, so it'll be interesting to see whether or not he gets caught off guard by Acor here, but he is dispensing a lot of utility, and JW is just going to walk right through it.
Yeah, it was dancing with Rops previously. Speaking of which, Rops has got the pop flash play ready when that smoke goes. Those grenades are always meaty over that half wall. You see them coming and you just can't get away fast enough. 1 minute on the clock for Fnatic, a man down at present. Acor still holding the apartments. Now, GW has to wonder what this means. No utility up top mid, but there's no one here defending it. Bemis in a crossfire position. Rops has gone from Coffins on B to Library on A. And we see all 4 players here for Fnatic now. A lack of info from Mousesports at present, but Acor's position could be interesting. I'm not sure if he'll be challenged in apartments, maybe by Crims.
This is really scary for Mousesports.
Yeah, here comes the push. Acor to start things off. See if he checks his 6 now. Putting out some utility for his mate, but he can't fire his gun in time. So Crims has the high ground, but he still has to plant this bomb. Bemis behind the smoke really challenges where Fnatic can plant the bomb. They've got to deal with him one way or another. 13 seconds to do so. He's purely playing to stop a bomb plant. You can see the swing now from Fnatic to his left. That's such an important frag from Jaquinho. 6 seconds. I think the bomb got dropped for a second, but should be planted for the pit, but there's no one to defend it.
Oh, no.
Perfect push from Mousesports, and they move to 8.
Wow. Fnatic really just had the right read. You know, Acor in apartments, he can only get one and get traded out immediately by Crims. And it was just, you know, Bemis sitting there in sight, buying so much time for the rotations to come in. And, you You know, with only 6 seconds left on the clock, the bomb down on site, you got to pick it up and you got to stick it as soon as you can. And Fnatic, I mean, they had the read, 3 players towards B, and in fact, I mean, Acor was sticking to his almost overcommitted position towards apartments, despite the fact that he had no one watching his 6. And you know, you got a limited output on that op, but you know, as soon as that A hit comes in, you figure BMS has nobody to crossfire with. There's nobody in pit. There's nobody, you know, supporting him whatsoever. But they're just giving so much respect to Mousesports in that regard. Not really sure what Fnatic can pull out in these next few rounds. I mean, it just seems like hesitation has killed them a few different times now.
5 AKs on road for Fnatic. Acor looks like he's getting wants to get a little more spicy. The usual angles here, but there is a swing from Jaquinho. Left with regret. Early man advantage for Mousesports. So much time on the clock. See what Fnatic are able to do. They need to establish some map control here. You can see them starting in the apartments. Brian showing some presence on Banana as well. Number of times Mousesports have had some tricks in the book here towards B. Flashes over the roof, etc. Still got a fair amount of grenades as well. Smoke towards long. Fnatic establishing control top mid.
Yeah, and they're lucky that they got it for free. I mean, they have, I mean, just check their utility. They're pretty strapped right now when it comes to nades. Brawlin actually almost getting the better of Dexter there at half wall, but you know, I think you said it as well, but I've heard a lot of different people talking about Acor as somebody who, you know, has something yet to prove, and I'm sure he knows it. So it's nice to see him loosening it up just right now. Making a play over here at the arch side of mid, finding 2. This is 3rd on the round. Fnatic also just hesitating on the refrag. 4 for Acor. He does finally get dropped by JW, but Dexter cleans it up. 9-2. Mousesports in a commanding lead still.
Yep. Getting more comfortable now. There was good rifle support there for Acor as well. So it looks like he's warmed up somewhat. See the target selection there, not going crazy. He wants to fire one shot and get 1 kill. 4 rounds in a row for Mousesports. Fnatic could still get 6 rounds from this half. They've won with pistols before. They've got a lot of utility around them. 2 Tech 9s. This is an ever dangerous round for Mousesports. But they seem more and more comfortable dealing. Ooh! Oh my God!
Did that dink?
Alive. That sounded like a dink, yeah.
That hurts. But you know what? Kind of speaking to what we were just talking about, I love that he's trying new things every round. You know what? Like if you're worried about your form, or you're doubting your confidence, your ability in any form at this level, you're going to get punished for it. And Acor just kind of opening things up a few different times here for Mousesports. Right here, Dexter immediately getting a pop flash. Just doesn't help him at all.
Frozen is in so much trouble. He needs some spray through the smoke from his teammates at the very least. HE towards the default plant spot. That'll do some damage. But again, these pistols from Fnatic, I feel like, has been most of their success in this half, in fairness. At least one of their 2 rounds was won in a round such as this, and they look good for another one. They'll pick up a bunch of toys as well. There goes the AWP, leaving Bemis alone on the other side of the map. So another pistol round win for Fnatic. You wonder, what is it they're doing here that they can't replicate in the normal rounds?
It just seems like they're hesitating a lot when they've got some equipment on their backs. I mean, right there, you know, it actually, Mousesports was getting burned over on the A side of the map for maybe playing a little bit too passive, a little bit too timid and respectful on their anti-ecos, and instead over here at B, you know, overstaying his welcome at sandbags. James, I mean, there's so many times where Fnatic really just seem to be in the right position, and then maybe they stop for a moment. They throw a jiggle peek out that's a little unnecessary, but right here, just full send with the Tech 9s. Frozen maybe getting his teammate killed there, but nonetheless, nice 1 dig through the smoke on Rops will certainly sweeten the pot. Now it's 9-3. Fnatic get another one on the board.
Need to see some consistency. I want to see a competitive game of Inferno, and that means more rounds in this T side for Fnatic. Have a look at Dexter. A rabid animal making his way down mid. We've got a blind Golden, and there goes the bomb. Got some players trapped on Banana for the time being, but that won't last too long. Do Mousesports overcommit from top Banana now? You can see Brian putting a smoke up to create some space for himself and his team. Acor now having a look-see, having a butchers. Oh, the angles from JW.
That timing, oh my goodness.
Surely he sees a barrel soon. I can't believe the brutality of it. Still scoped in as A-Core. Maybe Crims will see him instead. The edge of the barrel just poking out a little bit, but not seen just yet. It could go either way. And there it is. Very unfortunate.
That's a freebie.
That might be as well. Bomb not spotted, though, by A-Core, so there's still questions for Mousesports. There won't be a full rotation. You can see Frozen at the back of the B bomb site and Robs towards A. So wherever Fnatic goes, likely to be a 2 versus 1, but Robs looks like he might want to be active, or is he heading towards the pit? It will be the latter. So it's a 2v1 situation, wherever they choose to go, Fnatic. It's got to be a long rotation for one of these Mouse players.
Yeah, and if your choices are Robson pit versus anything else on the map, I think this is a clear choice, go towards B. I wonder whether or not dump a full nade set, Molotov new box coming out from Fnatic, or if they're just going to contact in here off the back of the up of Jacquinho, and seems like it'll be just that.
Time could be an issue here. There are 15 seconds left. If Frozen just jiggles a little bit, there we go. He could peek from either side. There's the information. Got Jacquinho in that headshot position. Oh my god, he could swing and find him! Oh, it was close! But the bomb has been planted. A pilgrimage for Rops now, makes his way towards Banana. Awkward scenes for Fnatic. Rops does not have a kit. There could be one on the way. Let's see how he clears these angles out now. He's got to have communication about the fuse kit. I think there's one on the corner there. Indeed, there is. So that'll save him some time. But he still has 2 players to find. Really got to be quick. Maybe trying to catch him on the exit and go for a quick defuse. But Jack's got the angle and the round for Fnatic.
Yeah, a highly fortunate one as well. I mean, we saw that POV from A-Core just dancing around in apartments, gets a free one on a JW, and at any moment that really should have been blown up. Just a little bit of luck. But that said, a late round 2v2 going the way of Fnatic, getting their 4th on the board. And that's 2 straight. You've sent the economy for Mousesports into the pits, and now you're looking to make it 6, James.
Yeah, this is a huge opportunity for Fnatic. Jacquinho, I believe it is.
Okay.
But the English pleb in me wants to say Jacquinho. I'll do my best.
Same. Maybe a little bit of a pop flat. Nope, not even nades on Mousesports. Just look for the raw battle. And Dexter, who's been really playing confident in this game, finds a nice 1D on a Brolin.
The tightest of angles. That is a disposable weapon. Well, it was a disposable weapon. There will be a swing. Golden. Great spray from him.
Some feel-good frags.
I think he could sense that something like that might happen, but Rops has got a deagle as well. Well, 3 kills on the B bomb site. I think that's an easy rotation. 3 kills on B. Mousesports have a rifle on A. Kind of tells itself. Decision is made for them. Head towards B bomb site.
Yeah, I wonder whether we'll see Ropes maybe deciding to go towards Banana. I mean, you maybe escort a teammate, try and get a frag, get a rifle. I know you know one's down at top car, but considering their economy is as bad as it is, it might be worth it to try and risk a bit here to recover both weapons.
Yeah, Beamus are going on a scouting mission. There was an AK just around the corner. I'm not sure if it's still there. Indeed, and I think Crims will be on the weapon protection racket here.
Wise to
AK
it.
just sitting there.
Mm-hmm.
See Rob's just holding the angle to help Beamus secure the bag. Oh my God, Crims. Oh, he's been sharp all game. That's beautiful to see. I love the game sense.
Oh yeah, the crouch peak of doom, just already pre-aimed on the angle, knowing he's going to walk into some kind of a crossfire to get those weapons, and just rips the head off of Robs. And Golden, nice little spray transfer there. Might just be eco frags, but as you mentioned, sensing that, okay, might be a stack, might be more players swinging on me.
Yeah, he positioned himself very well to limit what they could do. That was a pretty interesting round in that respect.
And hey, I mean, it's 9-5 now, and at some point in this game, it really was looking like this could be a Mousesports just running away with it at 9-2. Instead, A-Core opening things up in this round, the final round of the half. Brolin already out of the picture. Nice pick, and Fnatic recognizing, okay, there's likely 3 players towards B if A-Core's over here, and instead, Dexter is already positioned at Arch, and so this mid-hold might just be disastrous for Fnatic. Never, as I say that, Crims Dexter both trade. Yaquinho gets one, and Bemis already down, and it's Acorn frozen to retake at A.
Yeah, smokes are up already. They still have reasonable positions. I think Acorn may have spotted somebody top mid, where he's laser focused on that. Crim's great position though by the bench. That'll be a problem. Can he find any of him? He could have gone second mid, but Acorn seems to have a reasonable read, but it's just too deep to check. How has that happened?
What?
Oh, this is collapsing. Yaquinho now, he knows where they both are at the very least. There will be a two-man swing, or a crouch peek from Acorn, in fact. Makes it a one-on-one. There's a jump, a slap from Yaquinho. It will be 6th round for Fnatic at halftime. Great considering how the half started. We'll see if they can claw any more back after the break. And Fnatic now move to the CT side in the second half. For me, personally, often the most interesting half for Fnatic just because of how aggressive they can be. We saw on a T side, Fnatic were passive early, expecting more aggression than they got from Mousesports. We'll see how Mousesports approach a notoriously aggressive Fnatic. First comes the pistol, however. Got double smoke, quad flashes here for Mousesports. And Fnatic are playing a very similar pistol round to what we saw from Mousesports, with 4 players top mid looking for some aggression.
Yeah, and keeping an eye on Rops over here in apartments. The lone player from Mousesports works his way all the way up. I wonder if this is going to be maybe a... Oh, and the timing on this lurk. These players are just walking down mid right past him. Nacor will find it out.
Yeah, he saw the back of JW, and here comes the flank from Rops. Always lurking. He's always in apartments, and he's always a problem, Rops. Crimson Golden now, 2 versus 4. You can see Golden considering leaving the B bomb site, but they know players are on banana. Just needs a little tap on the head. Tanking damage at present is Golden. Trying to do what he can. Found a 1v1 and delivers, but he's alone now. The bomb is on the B bomb site with some support. Could potentially isolate Banana with the smoke, but the USP is still out for now. He has no idea where that third player is, and because it's Rops, you've got to look behind you. He is indeed about to flank now, but from Banana, he's on the way. Double peek, perfect lineup from Mousesports, and they make it to double figures, taking the T pistol.
Yeah, and honestly, an abysmal start here for Fnatic. That was, I mean, as a confident read, it's like, hey, let's walk down mid. Let's just turn this into a fast flank on Banana, and obviously Rops just blowing that up beyond proportion, and you know they pay for it with their lives. 10-6, a nice start for Mousesports, which 9-2 at one point in this game. So Fnatic definitely has held the momentum torch for a few rounds here straight. And, tightening the score line down to 3 was I think, a terrific job for Fnatic. And moving over to CT side, you just kind of expect, be able to carry on that momentum if you have it. But a nice pistol round here from Mousesports to start things out.
Yeah, winning both pistols in the game will certainly be beneficial for them. Always good stats when you can do that. They need to avoid eating the force buy, though, of Fnatic. Similar deagle angles being held by Brolan, but he switches to a grenade. Changing idea, perhaps.
Throws out a shoulder jiggle peek and spots him. Smoke will come out. Delay the Mousesports side just a moment longer. And that'll prompt them to reset back towards mid, seems like.
Yeah, Crims is rotating the scout towards the B bomb site with Brolan heading towards A. Now, Golden has a flash and a molly, so there could be some retake utility here. Crims will play from around the coffins, in fact. So we've got Jaquinho deep in the long corner. Crossfire with Brolan, but that may have to go soon with the smoke up. There's a start and there's a finish. Dexter is down. Frozen leading with the bomb up short. Got to be careful. His team is still top mid. He's kind of alone here with just poking and prodding. Now the team are all together. But look at Fnatic here. They've got 3 players. Never mind. They've got JW. He'll do some damage and leave Crimson a 1 versus 3. All these players could be one-shot with the scout. No headshot required. That would be quite something. He's got a HE as well if he dares throw it. It is an awkward angle here through the door sideways almost. Rops moves to top mid now, so not sure Crims will be given much of anything. There's the HE attempt.
Almost.
Almost, but not quite.
Yeah, I'm sure he has the information that these opponents are damaged, but there's not a whole lot you can do with just a USP in hand, and certainly the scout might be overkill in some cases, but opting to hang on to it for just one more round. Mousesports claiming their 11th. You know what? This is a strong second half start from Mousesports, and nice clean anti-eco, relatively speaking. It could have gone a little bit worse, could have gone a little bit better, but Fnatic had all the pieces in the right spots, and yet Mousesports cleaned it up nicely.
Yeah, we're talking about a 12-6 scoreline now before the real game begins for Fnatic. Nice cleanup by Mouse. Okay, and sometimes you've got a point man jumping around, just trying to take bullets, take crosshairs away from the teammates, creating some space. I think there was a reload there as well.
Yeah, just create that space, cause some disruption, and be a bullet sponge. But there's Crims, top mid, taking that scout peek that he saves in the prior round. Does some damage towards A-Core, yet doesn't quite get another re-peek out of him. Rob's creeping up mid, sensing out this anti-eco, fires and almost gets Jaquinho, excuse me. Almost said it correctly.
I've mind screwed you now.
It's all good.
There's a weird time to turn away from the angle while you're crossing the choke point, essentially, there. See the bomb's been left on T-ramp. Always nice when you pre-fire someone at the coffins. There are some nice HEs with a boost on the half wall into that coffin position. Haven't noticed any yet in this tournament, but maybe some will come later. Double grenades there for a sniper can be quite useful.
Look at this coffin boost. That is a sharp angle. Crims is going to bait him into it as well. See whether or not Brolan can connect when they do inevitably walk into his crosshair.
This could be very interesting. A very slow, wormy approach from Mao. Big guns, of course. May hear a few pokes of a USP. Oh, some bells are rung, but Mao's improving the situation. Jaquinho looking to push through the smoke, and A-Core is ready for it.
That looked super awkward, just turning around and seeing 3 players basically stacked on top of one another.
Look at the HP, though, of these 2 players. JW's got absolutely nothing to lose, and he could, both players on the site, could be one shot with this USP. Picked up the scout now as well. Oh, he scoped in, and surely that's been heard.
Yeah, Jig's up. They know exactly where he is. No reason to expose yourself to him, and it doesn't mean he won't escape with some damage, just trying to get these weapons out of the hands of the T's, but finds one. A-Core near disposable with a MAC 10 and low HP. Looking to build up the bonus bank if he can. 2, almost gets the third on a Rob, still clean it up. 12-6 now, Mousesports closing in on an Inferno win here in map 1.
Yeah,
but
Fnatic needs to get on the board real fast.
I mean, you mentioned it. This is kind of where the game starts.
Yeah, it really is. So, Mousesports don't have too much money in the bank, so there's great opportunity for Fnatic, but the key is to win this round, and with numbers intact as well. Let's see how it goes. Chiquinho with the AWP. Brolan will pick up the AUG, which you don't see too often on Inferno specifically. A lot of mid-range battles on this map. AUG can excel at some of the longer ranges. So let's see how it goes. Minute 30 on the clock. Mousesports cut noise towards the B-bomb site.
Oh.
High peaks. There's a team kill in it, but as long as you deliver the main kill, then more power to you. So it's a 4-on-4.
Yeah, a Chiquinho leg shot robs Acor of his frag, but 4 is all, and certainly going down early on Inferno is never ideal, but as long as you even things up, it's less of an impact on the CT side. You just need to get your rotations correct, and Brolan has it all to do here at top mid as they creep ever closer to brackets, and this AUG is going to come into play real quick.
Ooh.
Or not.
Is it? Yeah,
or not.
Absolutely deleted. Dexter's been good at that in this game thus far. 18 for 10 at the moment, looking for number 19, and maybe JW will be that victim. Perhaps he has an idea of his own. Blind makes his way to the site at the very least. He needs rotation, but Rops is cutting that off in a smoke on Arch at the moment. Golden trying to offer something from the library, and Dexter again is just doing more and more damage. Now Crims finds himself alone top mid. And Acor with 3 kills in this round, on a T side no less, before the bomb is planted. Great to see.
Yeah, he's having a heck of a game so far. I mean, it's really started to shape up after, you know, what I would say we highlighted, you know, negatively highlighted a little bit. Maybe his miss over at Top Banana, a whiff. But ever since that moment, he's really been stepping it up, and it's impressive to watch him come into form. But, you know, who's really impressing me on Mousesports right now is the fragging IGL and Dexter. You know, he's so confident on CT side, pushing down at various points, willing to put himself on point, just knowing, okay, if I'm the first to fall, at least I can IGL from the backseat perspective. And, you know, it's paying off for Mousesports because it hasn't even really come to that. He's finding his frags, he's finding his mark. Nice crouch peek on a Brolan over there at Arch side mid, and it really seems like, you know, he's finding these frags where Fnatic are just giving these opportunities to them. 13-6, you know, what seemed to be a closer scoreline, you know, as we closed out the first half in 9-6, and yet to see a Fnatic round win on CT is a bit concerning. But we do have dualies on Crims, which I don't know what he plans to do with it, but I'm a fan.
Let's see Mousesports' approach to this anti-eco. How do they limit the threat of Fnatic? Oh, there's a pop flash play from Fnatic. We can see that Mousesports are holding further back, expectant of some kind of play. And of course, when you're in a situation like Fnatic, you've got to make those plays. You've got to take some aggression, try and ruin the timing of the opponent, pop flash them, steal a weapon away, etc. So Mousesports will of course expect this. Great flash for Rops. Here's the footsteps of JW at the very least. And he's ready for a repeat, but JW will fall back to the site for a brief time. Rops being patient, though. Will get what he's looking for. 5-on-4 with a minute on the clock for Mousesports. We've got Crims creeping up close along with the dualies. Acor is here with rifle support, of course. He can't just try and trade that kill for free. Crims making his entrance known now with those dualies. Good for 1. But that's about it. 14 rounds for Mousesports. You
asked the question, how do you deal with the aggression from Fnatic? Well, Mousesports answers without me needing to say a word. Just kind of hanging out, bottom of banana, awaiting this pop flash, an inevitable peek at Car. Chiquinho falls, and really disciplined control, working up mid, just slowly, you know, just biding their time, making sure that there's no risks being taken that don't need to be. And it was Rops coming out of Boiler. And over there, I think it was Acor over at Arch side mid, just not overcommitting, not hunting any kind of eco frags there. 14-6, that's a nice answer for Fnatic, finally getting some early advantages there from Chiquinho finding the frag on Acor.
Yeah, that was a real clean shot. Need plenty more where that came from. How about some HEs? Very tough job being the guy showing presence on Banana for a T side, subject to so many grenades.
Not only that, but if you're unable to kind of find any sort of control, or you're getting fragged early, maybe falling to those grenades, it's a really tough spot on T side Inferno to recover that later on in the round without dispensing a lot of utility. So counter victories where you can.
Yeah, I feel like you might take loads of the grenade damage on B and then swing because you're low health on A with your teammates to trade your high health players. Can be a pretty rough job.
Never an easy task.
Have those footsteps been heard? I do wonder. Great timing, great trade, but look at the bomb in the CT spawn in the hands and the feet of Brolan, in fact, who drops Rops as well. Much needed for Fnatic. 4-on-1. If they could keep 4 players alive, that would really help.
Yeah, Brolan in this rotator position, coming in, finding that pop flash for his teammate, then collecting 2 of his own. That's a beautiful recovery from Fnatic in this round, where they did find the early kill into A-Core, so that was a great way to start the round. Obviously, that's opened up by Yaquinho at top mid. But Fnatic, they got to string a few of these together, build themselves a bank, and maybe throw Mousesports, a few different looks before we talk about a comeback here, James. This is a large deficit to overcome.
Yep, it is a long way back, and Mousesports have another full buy in the hole, so no break from the pressure for Fnatic. That's their first round in this half. A-Core charging up the AWP now. Love to see the confident play. Remember when FaZe used to do this with Guardian on top?
Oh!
And Yaquinho will be just as successful.
2 rounds in a row that Fnatic's finding a frag early on, and that's Yaquinho really opening things up for them.
That's a meaty one.
That's a penny.
Helps make the difference between the M4 and the AK. All headshottable now. Oh, then there's even more where that came from. I really love how grenades have developed in this game as well over the years.
Yeah.
But it'd be thrown almost like Call of Duty style at the beginning of a round, but now just deliberate, impactful. Big delay between one and the other. You think it's safe to hang around, but no, there's another one.
You can see the tactical thought process whenever you see players using them these days, whereas, yeah, as you mentioned, you used to just spam those nades on an exec, but nevertheless, execute, as mentioned, coming out here from Mousesports, and Fnatic holding strong. That's Brolan boosted over here at New Box, finding 2.
I'm not even sure if they realize, Mousesports, that there are 2 players in that position. So even if they take 1 out, well, now they know from the kill feed. Golden, there's Crims to trade. 4 players again alive for Fnatic. Building some money slowly, so if they are to lose that 1 round, they may have a buy in the hole, all things going well.
Wonder whether or not that was...
See him! I can't even see
What
him.
a shot, seriously, yeah. This is really disjointed. One flash goes off at CT and Dexter turns around like, where are my teammates? And everybody's low HP. The importance of tight spacing and trades are obviously paramount in that situation. You don't obviously want to stack up one on top of each other, but there's a serious delay in the swings there from Mousesports, so perhaps... Whoa! Okay.
Yeah, taste your own medicine. Now it's Mousesports with the T-pistols. The Golden Koi is out. JW looking to respond. Doesn't want this to get out of hand. Oh, he's in no man's land now, and things are collapsing. The dream is collapsing for Fnatic on Inferno.
Yeah, that FedEx delivery of an op straight into the hands of the terrorists, that's not ever how you want to start out an anti-eco. And, props to Yaquinho for having confidence to repeat the same thing 3 rounds in a row in different forms, to his credit. But Mousesports, I say Mousesports, but really, I think it was Frozen just swinging at bottom mid with a beautiful 1-dig. You love to see that. But for Fnatic, being in a 3v5, haven't elected to gamble with all 3 players. There's just 2 over here on A, and they'll surely face the brunt of this aggression coming up here from Mousesports.
No one has any Kevlar for Mousesports. And I have to say that was really unfortunate for JW that he doesn't... He sees like part of somebody T-ramp and then sees a little bit of somebody in mid, but with so many people alive, can't really just get a clean spray on any player. But again, this can still turn around, but Mousesports have the opportunity to use their numbers wisely. The tagging there, again, the lack of Kevlar a problem, but Acor is still alive. Brolan now trying to thin these numbers out, doing a great job of it as well. 15 seconds left, Golden in a 1 versus 2. Rob's having to plant the bomb, not sure if he can find a rifle in time. He has no idea how close Golden might be. There we go, AK's been collected. Golden's close enough. He's got a defuse kit. You can see Acor's in the pit, the AWP will post up the angle. Now, Golden has half a chance here. Rops has to be really careful about where he steps down. Acor goes. Where is Rops? Where is the bomb planter? No Kevlar versus low health. This is about 50-50 as it gets. The pre-fire. Has he seen Rops now? He was just on the left there. There's a headshot from Rops. Maybe it was 4x3. I don't know, but 15 for Mousesports. They've got game point on the pick of Inferno. That was Fnatic's pick.
Yeah, and a valiant effort from Golden. It's 14-8, right? And you're in a situation where, you know, you can buy in the next round, but do you give them potential map point situation in the next round? No, he likes to go for it, and nice shot on Acor into pit, but doesn't quite close out the 1v1. Yeah, perhaps a 4x3 situation there on a Rops, but 15-8, Mousesports dominating Fnatic's map pick in map 1, and you know, we did see Fnatic answer back with some Yaquinho picks from top mid that really kind of changed the past few rounds, painted a different picture for us, but Mousesports just really being a cut above in this game right here.
Man like Rops. 1080p Jesus.
1920 is the way of life, man.
23 for 12. Leading the server. Dexter not far behind. 20. Last chance saloon for Fnatic on their pick of Inferno. They've got the guns. They've got most of the grenades. Acor in the pit once again. Yaquinho, we can see, is towards his banana position. Blind fires a shot. I don't know where the AWP is. The third man from B, Golden, heading towards the A bomb site. As Fnatic fall back from banana.
And the question is, Mousesports, will they recognize the read that they just got? Okay, AWP just gets shown at top banana, as you mentioned. And the decision is, okay, do we go for bracket control, or do we recognize that, you know, this is possibly going to be a rotate off B towards A? And, you know, either way, you got safe choices in front of you. And with plenty of time left on the clock, an A execute seems inevitable.
Oh, there's no pop flash for Crims there. Could have been devastating if he got the flash into the apartments, but here comes the push from the apartment, and lack of pop flash will be a problem. JW will have to just play passive and will be eliminated. Golden having to fall back. Just as the spray begins. 2 players lost, and it goes from bad to worse for Fnatic here. 5 versus 2, make it 1. Acor's heating up now in this last round. Yaquinho's got a post plant. He's got to find all 5 players. He has a defuse kit. Dexter's heard that. Goes through the smoke, and that's a wrap. Dominant from Mousesports. 16-8 over Fnatic, in control from start to finish.
Yeah, didn't even feel close. And honestly, Acor just lighting up the scoreboard.